What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into my video. I hope you guys are enjoying your day, because I have a lot to get into considering what's happened over the weekend. So heading into the offseason, Stan Van Gundy made it known that the number one priority was handling the Kentavious Caldwell-Pope situation. And me, just like many other Pistons fans, thought that meant re-signing KCP. But along with handling the KCP situation, many thought that the Pistons would stand pat during this offseason and give it one more go-around with this core and try to see if Reggie Jackson could get back to 100% and get us back to where we were in 15-16. So when I woke up to my brother screaming the Pistons have made a trade, not only was I awoken by a shock, after checking out the trade and what that meant for the team moving forward, I was shocked on all three levels. And in case you don't know what trade I'm talking about, I'm going to go over it right now. The Detroit Pistons traded fan favorite Marcus Morris for the Boston Celtics guard Avery Bradley and a second-round pick in 2019. And before I even talk about the Detroit Pistons side of this trade, can we talk about what the Boston Celtics are exactly doing? I mean, yeah, you got Gordon Hayward. That's a big plus. But if you would have told me that getting Gordon Hayward meant losing Avery Bradley and giving up Kelly Olynyk in free agency, I'm not sure that I would actually do that. I mean, the Boston Celtics just lost their best perimeter defender while they have a 5'9" point guard, and I'm not really sure they even addressed their biggest weakness. Because last time I checked, the Boston Celtics were in major need of rim protection and rebounding, and I haven't seen them improve on either this offseason. Now, I did see a report that the Celtics were interested in getting Marc Gasol, so if they do that, then I eat my words. But as of right now, I'm not sure how much better the Boston Celtics really are over last year, and if they've even closing the gap between them and Cleveland. But enough about the Boston Celtics. They've been talking about the Celtics part of the trade all over ESPN, SportsCenter, everywhere. So let's talk about the Detroit Pistons side of this trade. So the Detroit Pistons added Avery Bradley, who's one of the best defenders in the league, had a career high of 16 points a game last year, along with 39% three-point percentage. He is exactly the type of player that Stan Van Gundy's been wanting to put next to Reggie Jackson and Andre Drummond. But the thing is, I thought we already had that type of player on the roster. What's his name? I forgot his name. Oh, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Avery Bradley is the better player as of right now than KCP. But me personally, I believe that KCP has a way higher ceiling than Avery Bradley does. And KCP is 24 years old, while Avery Bradley is 26. Not a big difference in age, but 2 years may mean something down the road. And speaking of down the road, that's one of the reasons why I'm not the biggest fan of this trade the Pistons have made. So check this out. We could have re-signed KCP this offseason or matched an offer sheet and signed him long-term to a 5-year contract. And doing that, we'd be putting our trust in KCP to develop into a type of player like, Avery Bradley. But Stan didn't want to pony up and pay KCP either the max or near max deal. And like I said in my last video, I wasn't the biggest fan of paying KCP the max either. But I didn't feel like we may have had another choice unless we worked out a sign and trade with somebody. So my solution for the Pistons was just to pony up and pay KCP his deal and hope at 24 years old he develops into a player just like the player we traded for. But you don't pay KCP his money, and you trade for Avery Bradley, giving up Marcus Morris in the process. And before I go on with this video, we have to clap it up for Stan Van Gundy, who repeatedly gets away with highway robbery with teams in the trades. Because Marcus Morris for Avery Bradley, come on. So if you just look at the players that were swapped from team to team and the benefits that each team will have from adding them, the Pistons clearly won this trade, and this leads us to why I'm not happy about this trade. Avery Bradley is only under contract for one more year. So not only is Stan Van Gundy taking a major risk by trading for him, if Avery Bradley were to fly out of town after this year, the Pistons would lose out on KCP, Marcus Morris, and Avery Bradley and be left with nothing. And if we were to keep Avery Bradley after this year, we'd just be paying him the max instead of KCP. Assuming that is, Avery Bradley will demand a max contract, which I'm pretty sure he will. So let me get this straight. Stan, you traded Marcus Morris for Avery Bradley because 1, you didn't want to give KCP a max deal. 2, you wanted more flexibility with the cap. You could have locked up a 3-and-D player this offseason who's been with the team his whole career to a longer contract and had a guarantee that you would have a 3-and-D player on the team. You didn't want to pay him the max. I understand. I get it. But what I don't understand is trading for the same type of player who has 1 year left on his contract when you'll have to pay him the max a year from now, assuming that he even comes back to us. Yes, Avery Bradley is better than KCP right now. I'm not arguing that at all. But what I am arguing is that I think KCP wasn't that far behind Avery Bradley, and I think it was worth investing in him long term, assuming that he could get to Avery Bradley's level and having him locked up so we have a guaranteed player with us on the team. So now we're taking a chance on a player who's 2 years older than KCP, whose contract is up after this upcoming season and may bolt and leave us for a different team. If Avery Bradley was locked up longer than a year, then I'd completely be okay with this trade and I'd completely understand what Stan's doing. But Bradley's not locked up longer than a year, and I don't like the risk of losing him, KCP, and Marcus Morris for nothing because of a risk we want to take during this offseason. Now, this trade may very well work out for the Pistons' favor greatly. I'm just telling you guys that I don't really like the risk of this trade, but it still may work out. For one, trading Marcus Morris opens up minutes at the small forward position for Stanley Johnson, and he may even push for the starting spot there. That right there is my biggest takeaway from this trade. Stan is now being forced to take the leash off of Stanley Johnson and let us see what he's really made of so we know what to do with him moving forward with this Pistons core. Along with that, the Pistons did create some cap flexibility by giving up Marcus Morris' contract and not re-signing KCP because Avery Bradley is also on a steal of a contract. So as of right now, the Pistons aren't going to be tied up with 2 max deals and 1 near max deal in KCP, Andre, and Reggie Jackson, which I guess is a win for the Pistons, even though I think we're going to have to pay the max next year for Avery Bradley to keep him if he does come back. So yeah, there's some good things about this trade and there's some bad things about this trade. It's not really bad things about this trade, it's just really high risk about it. And while it may sound like I hate this trade, I don't hate this trade. I just don't love it. I'm in the middle, more like I like this trade. It's okay. And once again, the Pistons may come from this trade a year from now happy, or they may come away a year from now very disappointed in what they did. And while I talked about the negatives and the positives about this trade, you won't really be able to put a grade on it until we find out if Avery Bradley is going to come back to us next year. So Pistons fans, I guess we're just going to have to wait a year to find out whether we really love this trade or if we're really going to hate this trade. And before I end this video, I just have one thing to say to Stan Van Gundy. Stan, you better have some kind of inside information or know whether Reggie Jackson is feeling good or if he can get back to 100% or not. Because if Reggie Jackson can't get back to his 2015-2016 self, the Pistons will struggle mightily this year. Avery Bradley will leave because he doesn't want to come back to a losing team. And the Pistons will have lost this trade. And I asked Duncan Smith, editor of Piston Powered and host of Locked On Pistons, during one of his Periscope sessions this week, if this trade and the season is on Reggie Jackson's shoulders. He told me more like on his knees. So Stan, I hope you know something about Reggie's offseason right now, and you know that he's doing great, because if he is, then this trade should be fine. But if Reggie goes out this year and is unable to reach his peak self in 2015-2016, then I think the Pistons have messed up majorly by doing this trade. And I have to respect Stan Van Gundy enough as the president of basketball operations and the head coach of this team to assume that he knows something about his own player's knee and whether he's feeling okay, or he wouldn't have done this trade. So Pistons fans, I guess we're just going to have to wait till October to start watching, and from there on, we'll be able to tell whether the Pistons made the right choice in making this deal. Thank you, everybody, for watching this video and hearing my opinion on what the Pistons just did this weekend. And if you disagree, or if you agree, or just have your own idea of what's going on, go ahead and put that in the comment section below, or you can email me at my email that will be in the description below. Or if there's something you guys want me to make a video about, go ahead and also put that in the comment section, or you can email me as well. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up below. And if you want to see future videos of me talking about basketball or football, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below for me too. And as always, I'll put the link to my blog right here for you guys if you guys want to go check out some of the things I've wrote about over the past year and a half or so. And you guys can follow me at Twitter at Kukahill, or you guys can look me up on your Facebook, the same name, Kukahill. And before I go, I know I said something on Twitter to everyone about how I was going to make a video about this guy, but then the Pistons made this trade. I'll be sure to make this video about him soon. Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. It really means a lot to me. I'll start working on my next video, and I'll see you guys then.